Now, if we're being honest, okay, the number one thing that most cleaning business owners, especially starting off, that they struggle with is actually how to price a cleaning job like a pro. But guess what? You in luck, we here, and I am going to share exactly what you need to do to price a cleaning job like a pro. Grab your notebook and let's get into this, because guess what? We are moving from broom to bossing up as a cleaning business owner, and it's gonna start with you learning how to price. So let's go. So there's really 3 areas that you want to focus on initially whenever you're pricing any job and you are wanting to show up professionally as you're pricing that job. So there's 3 key factors that I have found anytime I'm pricing any type of job that's really key. The first is, what is the actual size of the home or the office? Now, hear me out. Even if you are not pricing by square footage, you still need to understand what the size is, because that's going to allow you to understand how long it's going to take to actually clean the space. Hence, it will help you bid on your pricing. And then you want to know, this is very important, what is the type of clean that you are going to be doing? Are you doing a standard, a deep clean, or a move out clean, an Airbnb clean? Or post-construction, like all of that looks very different in the way that you're going to price, in the way that you're going to bid, etc., etc., etc. The third is, you want to know, how often do they want to clean it? Do they want to do it every month, every week, every quarter? Like, how often do they want you out there to actually clean, right? And so I want you guys to write this formula down. The formula is, now this is what I call the time plus rate formula. So it is the time required, so how long is it taking you to clean, times your hourly rate plus your supply fee if you are providing supplies. I'm going to say that one more time. Time required times hourly rate plus supply fee. And then you want to add a margin for other things or any unexpected, issues that could occur, etc., right? And I also believe in the positive of just client psychology. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that you want to offer numbers that end in a 7 instead of a 0. Here's an example. If you're trying to charge around like $130, you're going to do $137 instead of $130, right? So try to avoid numbers that end in 0. You really want to have numbers that end in 7 or 9. It's just a psychology, and people purchase more when you do that. Okay. The other thing that I'm starting to get into a little bit, but not a lot as of yet, but I think it works if you do it right, is having different pricing packages that you can offer as well. A lot of individuals, I think, that do it, it could work for you, right? Depending on what you have going on, pricing model, etc. So definitely try that out. If you need additional information or have any other questions, I'm happy to support you. Please make sure that you comment below, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, we'll talk to you in the next video.